Okay, so welcome back to Drivetime. It's now time for a gear change. We're back with Oana Beattie, who's the VP of Data and AI for Kyndryl. So welcome back.
Thank you for having me back, Jackie.
So we talked a lot in last week's episode about AI. It's a meaty topic, I'm not going to lie. And quite a lot of the questions that we hear from listeners is, I'm a bit overwhelmed and I just don't know how to start. So I think in terms of, we normally have some myth busting, but I think it'd be really helpful to have some myth busting and some hand holding about how do we start. So let's start with myths about AI.
Yeah, people assume there's a lot of inherent complexity because, artificial intelligence and complex neural networks and everything. It's all jargon.
Yeah.
Ultimately, it's about outcomes that you're trying to achieve, leveraging some solutions available in the market or some solutions that you want to develop yourself. So AI is not complex. I've not met a single operation, small or medium size or large size, that cannot use this technology intelligently to drive value from it.
Okay.
So it's available to all.
So how do I start? I'm running a dealership or I'm sitting in an OEM and I've got a big job to do. I've got to sell more product or I've got to, increase loyalty, whatever it is. How do I start with AI? I know I've got to kind of get on board the AI train, but I'm just a bit, apart from ChatGPT, helping me with my homework, what else can I use? How do I think about it?
Okay, so there are 3 no regret activities that everybody can start at any time, at any point, to drive value in their organization. One, it's about literacy. It's learn a little bit. What is it? What can you do for you? What can you do for your organization? What can you do for your people? And what can you do for your customer? So learning about AI, it's a no regret activity. If you are a C-suite executive, if you are a line manager, if you manage people, if you manage stock, you manage a process, learn about AI. Either offer some learning and some training and curate a training curriculum for that, or just listen to this podcast, attend conferences, invite some thought leaders to come to your, monthly dealership meeting and talk a little bit about practicality of what is it in practice and how can it be used. So that's one thing. It's about learning and literacy and taking people on that journey. The second thing that you could do is to start to embed it in those systems that you use every day. Let's talk a little bit Outlook, Teams, Excel, PowerPoint, Word documents, PDFs. These are not things that are new to us, right? They're not things that are new to dealers. And there are so many copilots that you can just enable for your dealership to use. Like think about Microsoft 365 Copilot. It allows you to draft an email response to a customer just by default, or it allows you to analyze in Excel. It allows you to analyze some numbers and some trends. It does it for you. You don't need to know a complex formula or it allows you to write an executive report or whatever, right? There are efficiencies to be gained just with some off-the-shelf solutions that exist embedded in your existing technology. Yeah. And you will make your workforce far more productive by doing that. So look for those things that you can just enable, a new module, low cost, a new license, do some training enablement around that, and allow your workforce to benefit.
Have a play.
Yeah, have a play.
Yeah.
And the third thing that you could do, it's about, if I was in a dealership, the first thing I would say, where are my friction points? It's all about the processes. It's all about the business processes, right? What am I trying to do? Where is my biggest cost, my biggest frustration? Where do my complaints come in? Choose one area of the process and try to see how data and AI can help you remove some of that friction. So normally it's a proof of concept around an existing friction within your dealership, an existing process, and you are saying, this costs too much, takes too long, I want to make it more efficient, let me partner with someone, or let me enable some of my people to come and build a solution that has an AI and a data component at the heart of it. And once you've done that, and you can compare like for like, the process without that automation and the process with the automation, then scale it and say, okay, this is quite good. It feels good. It's driving the outcome that I need. It's eliminating friction or cost, makes things better. Where else?
Yeah.
And have a roadmap of use cases that you can scale and you can gently over time roll into your operations.
Yeah. So basically then, literacy first, they learn to read.
Yes.
And then have a play, colour it in,
Play with it.
Play with it, have fun. And then the final thing is like test and learn, test it somewhere, see where you can deploy it and see where it makes a difference.
Yeah. Learn about AI, learn to read, have a play with co-pilots, with low-risk use cases, with off-the-shelf solutions that you don't have to develop in-house.
Yeah.
And then think about the areas that are unique to your operations. They are unique to maybe automotive, or they are unique to dealers, and you might need to have a vertical AI solution or something bespoke built for you, or something that you want to build in-house. So those are the 3 ways in which you can start and adopt. Yeah.
I think that's so, I mean, like we used to have this, what happens now approach. So what happens now, it could be, and then wouldn't it be great if? And it's just things like, I mean, simple use cases like automating my kind of, my little word of wisdom. I learned how to use my oven timer. It's automating so I can go to the pub and I come back and dinner's ready. So
I heard that in your previous one. Yes.
But it's a game changer for me because it means that I don't have to be there all the time to do it. One blind spot for me is I'm a real kind of, I'm great at like building spreadsheets. I'm really crap at analysing them. So I couldn't build a pivot table. I know some people are really good at that.
But a copilot can do that for you.
So I think my takeaway from today is I'm going to go and have a play on Excel Copilot and just see what I didn't know.
Yeah, and you don't need to know.
You don't need to know.
No, you don't need to know. And actually, one fact about the industry, one belief that I have is that coding will not exist in the future. If functions, complex functions will not exist. We will just use language to ask an AI agent to do that for us.
Yeah.
So there's going to be Python, R, C++. If you come from data engineering background, you'll know my pain. It will disappear.
I know, but it's brilliant, isn't it? So my kids have all learnt software on the hoof. They've taught themselves how to sound engineer and they just learn. And I think that's the thing. In our industry, there are lots of people that have been in the industry for a long time. So we didn't grow up with technology in the way that our children have. So I think there is and we've lost the ability to play. So I think that's a really great piece of advice. Brilliant takeout. Go and have a play and learn what you didn't know. Okay, so what do you think, well, actually just for you, what's one tech tool that you can't live without? Because we've talked a lot about technology transforming the industry, but what's a really important piece of tech in your life?
Well, I have an AI assistant in the same way that I have an executive assistant at work, enabling me to keep on top of diary, clients, events, and everything, travel, expenses, and so on. I have an AI assistant in my personal life that I build on top of ChatGPT. So it's built on OpenAI, on ChatGPT 4.0, but it's connected to a few of my apps. It's connected to my sensors data, to my smartwatch. It's connected to my diary, my social diary. I put in things like, imagine what I go in and somebody comes for dinner and I will say, I had dinner with Jackie the other day. We had, I don't know, some shepherd's pie, right? And then a month from later, you're coming back and I'll say, oh, what did I have with Jackie last time? Oh, shepherds, I'll make something different now. Or I'll put likes or dislike or reminders. I would say, oh, remind me, it's my sister's birthday. Could you send a message on WhatsApp on such and such day? Could you draft it for me, ready to send? So there's a lot of events that I manage in my personal life with my personal AI assistant. And it's a total game changer.
Wow.
It makes me a better friend because I seem to show up. I seem to remember, Jackie said her dog was going to have a surgery on such and such day. Remind me, please. Send a message asking how her surgery went, or things that, I gather insights in the moment with you.
Yeah.
And then I send a voice memo to my assistant with some instruction, and it's done, it's dusted. And for you, you're getting a personal experience from me. But if I had to actually do it and remember all these things, 80% would be forgotten. So it makes me show up in the moments that matter for a big network of family, extended friends, and, social. So
I love that. AI makes you a better friend.
It does make me a better friend, honestly.
Really good. So I had a neighbour years ago. She was hilarious. She was this American lady, and she would literally ring her answering machine at home back. She's like, don't forget, I've got to pick up so-and-so's kid. Don't forget, take the dog to the vet. Don't forget. And she would literally leave herself those little... So when she got home, she had a load of stuff on her answering machine that reminded her of what she'd promised to do at the school gate.
And imagine that, but with a connection with to do. So my AI assistant is empowered to take action. It's empowered to send WhatsApps. It's empowered to send emails. It's empowered to have access to my calendar, to put a reminder or to register an event. It drafts little notes. I help them. I say, oh, my friend likes poems, so I want a quirky poem for her birthday. Or, little things like that are nuanced. And the beauty about that, it has history and it remembers. And sometimes I forget and says, oh, last year you had this and you ordered that. And do you want me to order a repeat? I'm like, oh, yeah, I forgot. Go for it.
Amazing. That is great. So I'm going to give that a whirl, definitely. So that's that, your one tech tool. And I don't know how we're going to springboard. So given that you already have AI making you a better friend, what's the next innovation? Or what for you is the most exciting innovation coming in the next 5 years, do you think?
Oh my goodness. I am deeply passionate about the intersection between AI and quantum computing coming together to form quantum AI. It's not a reality today. Quantum computing is stable, but it has scope for evolving and growing. But I'm thinking of a world where we'll have quantum AI. And I know it sounds a little bit of futuristic, but let me simplify it and I'll tell you why I'm so deeply passionate about it. I think quantum AI will help us, or quantum computing will help us unlock the binary state of data. In our previous episode, you talked about the deeply personal experience about your mother, how technology wasn't there to diagnose it, how ones and the zeros at the time limited a positive outcome, right? Mm-hmm. How dreadful. Mm. But the world doesn't behave in one of zeros. Think about universe, think about cellular, think about, we're not one of zeros. A cell can exist in an infinite states. What if data could mirror that and be infinite? And by unlocking it, we can create models that can help problem solve the world's, the biggest challenges that humanity is facing. Think about sustainability, think about, space travel, think about populating Mars, think about health, think about all those questions that data is limiting us because of its binary state. So that's what fuels me, and that's what gives me the energy to carry on and keep learning.
Oh my God. I mean, we talked about quantum computing. I was like, it's just beyond my capabilities of understanding right now. So I think, but the scale of what's possible is mind-blowing, isn't it? The scale of what's possible is just incredible. So I think we're going to have you back for more episodes, because that is only going to evolve, and it will probably evolve quicker than we think.
At a faster pace.
It's incredible. So Maria, listen, on a lighter note, and while you're thinking about repopulating Mars and, quantum computing, I don't think Mars may be your dream road trip destination, but what would be your, while you're kind of, changing the world, where are you driving while you're doing this? What would be a great road trip destination for you? Because you need some downtime with all of this.
It's an oldie, but it's a goodie for me. It has rugged landscape, open road, really quiet time for me to immerse of, and it's the Scottish Highlands. My husband is Scottish, so I might be a little bit biased, but I think it's such a beautiful world, and it's within touching distance. I can disappear for a weekend and come back feeling deeply connected, rejuvenated, and having had that thinking space, literally space.
It's the opposite of tech, isn't it? I mean, I think you literally we spent the weekend in the garden we had like a bike ride, and we just spent a long time without devices. And it was beautiful because spring is in full bloom, everything is amazing. So you kind of get that ability to connect with nature, which I think we all, as humans, we just need that.
Yeah.
Any particular town or place that you go to that you just recharge that's great for you?
I like two areas and I go to. So one of them, it's Loch Lomond. It's quite central, so you don't have to go too far out into Scotland, just outside Glasgow, and you can go cycling, hiking, think Ben Nevis, and within like a beautiful area. But I also like the Isle of Skye.
Oh, really?
So if I want to have an experience, like I go hiking in the outdoors multiple days and just me, a backpack and a tent, I would go Isle of Skye. If it's literally just a drive through and I just want to disappear for a few hours and come back to a base, I would probably do Loch Lomond. So yeah.
Good to know.
And I have to say it right. It's Loch.
Loch. Yeah, Loch. Your husband will be
my husband
you.
would be listening to this, so I better get it right.
It's funny because we've had now 3. We need to have like a little league table maybe of road trip destinations because we've had 3 in Scotland, which is incredible.
Yeah.
So, and then the final fun question, and if you haven't listened to this episode before, we're building a Drivetime podcast playlist, which is available on Spotify also. So we've had some really fun songs, bands, recommendations. So Oana, give me your recommendation of a road trip sing-along or road trip playlist. What would you add to the playlist?
Wow. Now you're gonna understand the inner workings of my brain. I feel slightly exposed here. But I've recently discovered an artist. He's Welsh. He's very active in the Brighton scene now, more recently. His name is Ren.
Yes.
And I love his album Hi Ren. It's been around for a while, but it's picking up a new sort of energy and momentum. And he's battling his inner self-doubts and inner demons. And I look at his album as something to do with hope.
Yes.
So yeah, I would recommend go and give Ren a go, and maybe Hi Ren. Start with that if you haven't, and let me know what you think.
Thank you. I've seen the video for that. It's amazing. It's like it's almost like spoken word, isn't it? Or a poet. It's a really incredible talent.
Beautiful lyricist and paints such a vivid pictures with his storytelling ability, and emotionally grabs you,
Yeah.
and I can relate. He is highly relatable. So yeah, give that a go.
I'm going to do it. Brilliant. Thanks again, Oana. So we're going to wrap up our Gear Change episode. Thanks again to Oana Beattie for joining us on the show, and I can't wait for the next episode.
Thank you for having me here.